the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. Henceforth, I ask not good fortune, I myself am good fortune. Henceforth, I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. Done with indoor complaints, libraries, querulous criticisms, strong and content, I travel the open road. The earth, that is sufficient. I do not want the constellations any nearer. I know they're very well where they are. I know they suffice for those who belong to them. Still here I carry my own delicious burdens. I carry them, men and women. I carry them with me wherever I go. I swear it is impossible for me to get rid of them. I am filled with them, and I will fill them in return. Beautiful stanza after beautiful stanza till somewhere near the middle of the poem. Here is the efflux of the soul. The efflux of the soul comes from within, through embowered gates, ever-provoking questions. These yearnings, why are they? These thoughts in the darkness, why are they? Why are there men and women that while they are nigh me, the sunlight expands my blood? Why, when they leave me, do my penance of joy sink flat and blank? Why are there trees I never walk under, but large and melodious thoughts descend upon me? I think they hang there winter and summer and always drop fruit as I pass. What is it I interchange so suddenly with strangers? What with some driver as I ride on the seat by his side? What with some fisherman drawing his seine by the shore as I walk by and pause? What gives me to be free to a woman's and a man's goodwill? What gives them to be free to mine? The efflux of the soul is happiness. Here is happiness. I think it pervades the open air, waiting at all times. We are rightly charged. Here rises the fluid and attaching character. The fluid and attaching character is the freshness and sweetness of man. The herbs of the morning sprout no fresher and sweeter every day out of the roots of themselves than it sprouts fresh and sweet continually out of itself. Towards the fluid and attaching character exudes the sweat of the love of young and old, and from it falls distilled a charm that mocks all beauty and attainments. Towards it heaves the shuddering, longing ache of contact. Beautiful stanza after beautiful stanza till the last stanza in the poem. Along, through struggles and war, the goal that was named cannot be countermanded. Have the past struggles succeeded? What has succeeded? Yourself, your nation, nature? Now understand me well. It is provided in the essence of things that from whatever fruition of success, no matter what, shall come forth something to make a greater struggle necessary. My call is the call to battle. I nourish active rebellion. He going with me must go well armed. He going with me goes often with spare diet, poverty, angry enemies, desertions. The road is before us. It is safe. I have tried it. My own feet have tried it well. Be not detained. Let the paper remain on the desk unwritten, and the book on the shelf unopened. Let the tools remain in the workshop and the money remain unearned. Let the school stand. Mind not the cry of the teacher. Let the preacher preach in his pulpit. The lawyer plead in his court. And the judge uphold the law. Camarado, I give you my hand. I give you my love more precious than money. I give you myself before preaching and law. Will you give me yourself? Will you come travel with me? Shall we stick by each other for as long as we live? Average Walt Whitman. So, one more. Tempted?
Yes.
You know, the first first poem I memorized was T.S. Eliot's The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock.
Etherized on the table.
Okay, why?
So difficult.
Okay, here's what happened. Our hospital was open. We're talking 1974. And we had a reputation. So the phone rings for a doctor. I've slit my wrist. And I'm going to kill myself if you don't come to see me. I didn't know the person. She said she was at the Chilla Villa, okay, rents by the hour, motel. And so I go to my office, I get the bag. I was sure it was venous, okay, it wasn't arterial. And so I got some butterflies and I got in my car. And on the way there, it hit me. Holy shit, because I'm reading T.S. Eliot, which isn't easy for me. And I was going, what the hell is he talking about here? He wrote this really young. How can I use it? Because all literature, whatever they mean, and Thomas Mann was great about this. He came here during the war and he taught, and when people would write essays about his books, he liked their interpretation better than his own. Okay, so relax about the interpretation. But for me, it was everything to do with me going to see this woman. What did I know? Nothing. I didn't know how old she was. I didn't really know her name. I knew she was in the Chilla Villa and that she said she was going to kill herself even though she had already slit her wrist. And I knew she was lonely. I knew that relationships weren't great. I knew I've been with thousands of people like her. And what did I really have to offer? I can't be her boyfriend. I can't give her a job. What can I really do for her? You know, give her an antidepressant? And so it hit me, that's what this poem is about. How do I presume to think I have any clue what to do with this woman? And I'm still going to go there. And, you know, I don't presume to think I have any idea of what to do. When I clown and I go to a hospital, I always ask them who is suffering the most. Not because I think I can do something, but because I am comfortable being present. And so, this is The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock by T.S. Eliot. A native boy, 1889, from St. Louis, but he moved to England to have a strange relationship. Let us go then, you and I, when the evening sun is spread out against the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. Let us go through certain half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats of restless nights in one-night cheap hotels and sawdust restaurants with oyster shells. Streets that follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent to lead you to an overwhelming question. Do not ask what is it. Let us go and make our visit. In the room the women come and go talking of Michelangelo. The yellow fog that rubs its back upon the window panes, the yellow smoke that rubs its muzzle on the window panes, licked its tongue into the corners of the evening, lingered upon the pools that stand in drains, let fall upon its back the soot that falls from chimneys, slipped by the terrace, made a sudden leap, and seeing it was a soft October night, curled once about the house and fell asleep. And indeed there is time for the yellow smoke that slides along the street, rubbing its back upon the window panes. There will be time. There will be time to prepare a face to meet the faces that you meet. There will be time to murder and create, and time for all the works and days of hands that lift and drop a question on your plate. Time for you, and time for me, and time yet for 100 indecisions, for 100 visions and revisions before the taking of a toast and tea. In the room, the women come and go, talking of Michelangelo. And indeed, there will be time to wonder, do I dare? And do I dare? Time to turn back and descend the stair with a bald spot in the middle of my hair. They will say how his arms and legs are thin. Do I dare disturb the universe? In a minute there is time for decisions and revisions, which a minute will reverse. For I have known them all already. Known them all. Have known the evenings, mornings, afternoons. I've measured out my life with coffee spoons. I know the voices dying with the dying fall beneath the music from a farther room. So how should I presume? And I have known the eyes already, known them all. The eyes that fix you in a formulated phrase. And when I am formulated sprawling on a pin, when I am pinned and wiggling on the wall, then how can I begin to spit out all the buttons of my days and ways? And how should I presume? And I've known the arms already, known them all, arms that are braceleted and white and bare, but in the lamplight down with light brown hair. Is it perfume from a dress that makes me so digress? Arms that lie about a table or wrap about a shawl, and should I then presume? And how shall I begin? Shall I say, I have gone at dusk through narrow streets and watched the smoke that rises from the pipes of young lonely men in shirt sleeves leaning out of windows? I should have been a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas. In the afternoon, the evening, sleep so peacefully, smooth by long fingers, asleep, tired, or it malingers, stretched on the floor here beside you and me. Should I, after tea and cakes and ices, have the strength to force the moment to its crisis? And though I've wept and fasted, wept and prayed, I've seen my head grown slightly bald, brought in upon a platter, I am no prophet. Here's no great matter. I've seen the moment of my greatness flicker, and I've seen the eternal footman hold my coat and snicker. And in short, I was afraid. Would it have been worth it? After all, would it have been worthwhile after the sunsets and the dooryards and the sprinkled streets, after the novels, after the teacups, after the skirts that trail along the floor, and this and so much more? It is impossible to say just what I mean, but as if a magic lantern threw the nerves in patterns on a screen, would it have been worthwhile if one settling a pillow or throwing off a shawl and turning toward the window should say, it's not what I meant at all. That's not what I meant at all. And would it have been worth it? After all, would it have been worthwhile after the sunsets and the dooryards and the sprinkled streets, after the novels, after the teacups, after the skirts that trail along the floor, and this and so much more? It is impossible to say just what I mean, but as if a magic lantern threw the nerves in patterns on a screen, would it have been worth it after all? Would it have been worthwhile? No. I am not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be. Am an attendant lord, one that will do to swell progress, start a scene or two, advise a prince, no doubt an easy tool, deferential, glad to be of use, politic, cautious and meticulous, full of license, and a bit obtuse at times, indeed almost ridiculous, almost at times the fool. I grow old. I grow old. I shall wear the buttons of my trousers rolled. Shall I part my hair behind? Do I dare eat a peach? I shall wear white flannel trousers and walk upon the beach. I've heard the mermaids singing each to each. I do not think they'll sing for me. I have seen them riding seaward, combing the white hairs of the waves blown back when the wind blows the water, white and black. We have lingered in the chambers of the sea by sea girls wreathed with seaweed red and brown, till human voices wake us, and we drown. Heavy shit. That was not T.S. Eliot. Thank you.